Okay, we're live. Welcome back, Westeros Weekly. Just like every other week, we're back. We never miss a Westeros Weekly.
And just like last week, Palmer still kicked off the show. He uh,
Uh,
he came crawling back to us, tears in his eyes, begging for his position. But after that pick, dude, I just don't feel good with it. He tried to pick the same thing again for this week.
that was just goddamn disrespectful. Disrespectful of the cast.
I wonder how he even graduated high school with a thought process like that.
Well, I mean, he wasn't taking the same classes as us. I still, I definitely remember him being more around the 1200 hall. But yeah, I mean, he's on probation. Probably gonna be on probation for a while. But we're gonna continue on without him.
With
Uh,
this overhyped shit tier episode.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about last episode. We did it kind of late, and we were really hyping. We were hyping this episode, and fucking David spit in our fucking faces, spit right in my goddamn eyes.
I mean, it looks like it would have been a pretty hyped episode. Go to the third row. You got Marjorie about to take the walk. You have Arya getting her sword for the first time all season, I think. And at the far right, you have the Lannisters about to, well, not the
Yeah,
Lannisters, but the Tyrells about to march on the fake militant. It looked like it was going to be a good episode.
this was the trailer. It was 30 seconds long, but it was the biggest cock tease. You thought this was when the shit was gonna hit the fan for this season. You know what I mean? Like Game
Mm-hmm.
of Thrones seasons usually like start to peak in episode 6, episode 7.
Yeah, I mean, it looked that way. It fooled us into thinking that's how the episode was going to go.
Second half of the season. Who knew season 6 would be the filler for episode 1? We had so much build up, and then we went back to episode 1 build up.
Yeah, that's true. Same amount of story progression, same amount of energy level, just real shit tier all around. So I say we get started, and in the first scene we see Bran. He's lost warging while Mira is trying desperately to pull him. One of the things I was
Yeah, he's
wondering,
high as balls.
he is
He's high as
fucking
balls.
loaded. And he's seeing all kinds of things that happened recently and events that took place a couple decades ago. He sees his father when he's
Uh,
young. He sees the Mad King saying burn them. I think he sees Jamie kill the Mad King. Um,
yeah, he sees Jamie. He sees like his whole family get like killed. His brother and his brother and his mom and his dad, and what was the other one that died?
um, the other
I don't
Stark
know.
that died.
Maybe I'm thinking somebody like else he saw.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought he
he
said
saw a lot of shit. Like he didn't just see like Stark related stuff. He just saw big events that's happened in the realm.
he saw
Um,
the White Walker change the baby or hold the
oh
baby.
yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I was wondering if you think he like the Mad King. He didn't need to be there to know that the Mad King got killed by Jamie. That's just well-known common knowledge. Do you think
Mm-hmm.
in that little slideshow he learned something new, or do you think he was just seeing well-known historic events?
From I mean, I think they're setting up for the Mad King's like fucking mental break to be like explained by Bran. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, I
maybe
didn't even
something
consider
like
that.
that. Like Hodor always said, hold the door, Hodor. Maybe Mad King was thinking of something with the burn them all. When Jamie's like sitting in the pool and he's saying like the Mad King kept saying burn them all. Like maybe he was just super fucked up with Bran.
That's true. I didn't even consider that. That's a really interesting idea. What if Bran went back far enough, and that's why madness runs in the Targaryens?
I
He
mean
just fucked up with
that is
someone.
kind of like the out of the ballpark thing. The more reasonable thing is when they were showing like all that wildfire. I think that's gonna be like a big part with like King's Landing just gonna like blow up. Like Dany's gonna come and set them on fire with the dragons, and then like she's gonna accidentally just blow them to pieces.
Yeah, I'm sure. I feel like the White Walkers, as long as the dragons don't fucking sit still, well, not so much the White Walkers, but the Whites. If the dragons don't sit still, they've pretty much fucking got that fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to
Because of
win when you have
Benja's.
no aerial support. Like in this time frame, fucking is like having a goddamn jet.
That's true, and like even we'll get to this later, but when Benjen was just hitting them with this little ball of fire, and they were just completely ignited. They
It
don't
looked like
stand
he
it.
just hit like a button and like he had fire coming, like it was some sort of magical fucking thing.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet if that scene is in the books, it's some kind of magical tool that he found or was created for him. But in the show, it just kind
Mhm.
of looks like a fucking
Mace.
yeah, like a candle holder at the end of a chain, surrounded by metal. But
Have we okay, have we seen the Mad King before, like in a flashback or something like that? I
I
thought
think
we
this was
had. Is
I
this the first time?
it was the first time for me. I don't remember seeing any other pictures of them, pictures or like carvings or statues or sculptures. I feel like this is the first of anything we've seen of the Mad King.
I don't think they actually revealed it's Benjen like until a little bit later in the episode. But I
Yeah, at
mean,
the very end.
anybody fucking knows it's Benjen. Like when it comes to save them,
Yeah,
uh, he said something along the lines of like, "Last time I saw you, you were a boy," and Bran could say the same thing back to him. You know what I mean? Like, last time I saw you, you were a boy too.
that's funny.
Good writing by the directors.
Um, I think I asked this last episode, but why is Mira so loyal to Bran again? Like in the last episode of Westeros Weekly, you said you thought she was gonna leave him, and that's why she was saying, I'm sorry."
Mm-hmm.
But in this episode, we found out she wasn't planning on leaving him. She just let him down and felt bad.
Couldn't carry his heavy ass anymore. She's a little girl. I think it just has to do with like the whole like she knows he's important now. Like I guess like her brother like continuing his legacy or something like that.
Okay, fair enough.
Howland Reed is her father, who's very close to Ned Stark. You know,
Oh yeah, that
he
makes
killed
sense.
that Arthur Dane in the flashback.
Hmm.
I
That makes
mean,
sense. I guess I forgot
it's
about that.
kind of like a conglomerate of things.
Yeah, at least that shows that she has many motivations to give a fuck about Bran.
I don't know what they're
Um,
gonna do with her story though. Like, what's her like twist gonna be?
I feel like she's gonna get Bran to safety, then probably die,
Probably.
just like
Brand's
her.
not Brand's friends don't have very long lifetimes lifespans.
Yeah, they seem to go pretty quickly. Um, Admittedly, that's all I had for that scene because like most of
Yeah.
this episode, fucking nothing happens.
And then we get a fucking 45 minutes of goddamn wasted time with the Sam and Gilly story. I don't even want to hold up a picture. God damn it, like something like not Game of Thrones worthy.
Yeah, it's not. I maybe it's because you don't care about any of the characters in the storyline. Like, does anyone really give a fuck about Sam or Gilly or Little Sam?
Lil Sam, I don't know, dude. Lil Sam's pretty cute.
Well,
Of all the baby casting,
yeah,
Little Sam is the cutest.
fair enough, fair enough. But I guess if anything important did happen this scene, it was we finally get to see the Tarley house, and it's pretty goddamn impressive.
Yeah, goddamn
For
mansion.
Sam, for Sam to be as fat as he is, it only makes sense that there's a that they are very well off. They have a big estate and a lot of servants, but
He's
I
got
didn't know
bread
like
coming out his ears.
they have so much bread at the Tarley house. Um, I didn't know how powerful he was. I kind of assumed like in the Game of Thrones you have your big seven families. I kind of
Hmm.
assumed he was several tiers below that, but from what little bit we saw, he seems to be like his
Maybe
family
like
is in
B-list
yeah,
family,
like yeah, second tier family.
a mid-grade family. I mean,
Sure.
I think they're going to be more important in the time to come. Probably Sam's going to have to use his family to help John. Fucking the only. I mean, what could have went down? The only important thing in this whole scene. I mean, scenes. They got like 4 scenes in this one story.
Yeah.
But the only important thing is that he stole the fucking sword off the wall.
That didn't happen yet. This was just bullshit.
Okay, well, I mean, talking this bullshit, but still, the only important thing is he stole the sword off
Yeah,
the wall.
out of all of the Gilly and Sam stuff this episode, him stealing that sword is the only thing that mattered.
What do you think is going to happen?
I guess we get
the sword, dude.
I was gonna bring that up a little bit later because there was an idea. I can't remember if you or Palmer said it, but I had a question about it. Did you want to move on to Tom and the High Sparrow?
Yeah, I guess we could. We'll come back to it.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going chronologically scene by scene, and since like all they did in that scene is Sam and Gilly came back, that's kind of all that happened. There's nothing really to pull from or anything important to talk about.
So Tommen, Anna, Joffrey, the opposite of Joffrey, loves everybody, listens to everyone, and is fucking played like a goddamn fiddle.
Yeah, well, one of the notes I had, this was for later on when there's the big reveal and you figure out that Tommen's like kind of switched over to the Sparrow side.
Mm-hmm.
But his parents really fucked up with letting him, like he's such a susceptible kid. They shouldn't have let him roam around the Capitol doing fuck all because he seems still pretty easily influenced, and well, I guess proof of that was shown when the Sparrow got to Marjorie and then through Marjorie got to him.
I don't think they ever planned for Tommen to be king.
Yeah, that's true.
But where he sees his wife again, old Margarine, that slippery bastard. So she's done pretty. She's switched her whole fucking mindset in 2 episodes. Something seems a little fishy. 2 episodes ago, she wasn't taking any shit the Sparrow was telling her, and now she's fucking a nun.
Actually, yeah, I forgot she told Loris, just be strong. I completely did. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, I think she's faking. I think she's full of shit, and she's just acting all high and mighty to work her way into the Sparrow's favor. I don't think
save her brother.
Yeah.
Family is very important to her.
That's a solid catch. I didn't notice that, but yeah. The Sparrow. We've already touched on this a little bit, but this is one of my notes. He seems to be very easily playing them. I think he's actually played Tommen, but Marjorie's just going along with it for now until she takes her chance to strike. But Tommen...
Marjorie's just trying to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I think she's trying to... I mean, she's holding it up well, you know. She didn't even break character when they were alone. She did that whole... There's just a way that he looks at the world. I feel like she's acting like a cult follower does towards their leader. That's pretty much what I have for that scene. They get back, they reunite. Tommen gets manipulated. He's okay with fucking Marjorie doing the walk. The faith seems to really...
That's kind of, like, he's like, yeah, I mean, the walk, I guess she has to do it. Like, his wife has to be paraded naked through the streets. Like,
what are you going to do? You know, you lie.
What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Everybody walks naked through the streets.
The crime fits the punishment. These are some just gods.
The justice is gods.
So the scene after that is we're back to fucking Sam and Gilly, and this is
now we can talk about the Heart's Bane.
Yeah. I thought it was weird to see Gilly all dolled up. She looked genuinely uncomfortable when she was wearing that dress. I don't think she I don't
She
know.
wears fucking potato sacks. I don't know what you mean, dude. Those must be the most comfortable clothes. Look
Oh,
at this fucking dog wool she has on here.
I'm sure those are comfortable. I was referring to Sam's sister's dress that they force her into. I
No, I'm pretty sure these clothes rags she has on aren't very comfortable.
They gotta be better than because I feel like the dress she was wearing, it looked like it was, dude, spoilers. I can't believe you're showing that.
Oh god, spoiler.
I I'm sure like there are better clothes than the potato sacks that she's wearing, but I felt like that sister's dress, it was literally tailored too small for Gilly.
That
It just
sister's bigger than Gilly.
Oh, I thought she was smaller.
Bigger. In my opinion, side by side, Gilly looks pretty small.
Yeah, it might be.
I don't think I'm gonna find a picture of his sister, but
Yeah, his family not very important characters except for the
not the
dad.
most. Yeah,
And
the dad's not very important.
the only thing the dad really showed in this episode, at least, is that every house head is an asshole.
Every house head is an asshole to their firstborn son.
um, so it was a pretty uncomfortable scene. How much of a little bitch Sam is started to come out when he would be like, "Yeah, you know, in the wall, if you don't contribute and hunt and catch your fill, you don't survive." And I think that kind of impresses his brother a little bit. He's like, "Oh, that's cool. It seems you're becoming a man. What do you hunt?" And, you know, squirrel, rabbits, foxes, all the
That's all
dinner.
there fucking is, really.
Well, he even admits, like, I say hunting, but it's mostly John that does the hunting.
Yeah.
He even admits, I don't know, it's a weak look for Sam in front of his brother and dad who just got back from a hunt. Um, Trying to think. Oh, Gilly, she fucked up. I think is this the first time her stupidity's kind of fucked him up, or has she done this
I
before?
don't fucking know.
I
I
feel,
don't think so.
I think you're right, but at the same time, I feel like her dim-wittedness has to have cost them something in the past. But anyway, I think her stupidity is a liability. She seems very slow to the draw and revealing that she was a wildling, even though his dad was still willing to accept her. That was a
Hmm.
big fuck up. There was a good chance he could have killed her where she sat by saying
That would have been pretty gnarly. That would have been more Game of Thrones like.
that. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I'm kind of surprised he didn't call in a guard to kill her right before she had a chance to get away.
What do you think Sam's like master plan is for taking the sword? He obviously knows like his dad isn't gonna fucking just lay at home and let him take off the sword. He's gonna come for his ass.
I I don't think Sam has a plan. Like when she's like, "What are you gonna do if he comes for it?" and he's like, "Oh, I just like to see him try." Sam fucking knows he's not a fighter. I don't know what he thinks he's gonna do by stealing this powerful man's treasured generational family weapon. Um, I don't
Valyrian steel can destroy White Walkers. I mean, that's
see.
the only thing I can see for it. But I don't even see how he's gonna get their little John or help anybody that use it. You know.
See, I wasn't there a theory you or Palmer probably talked about it early on before we even started the cast. That there's only a handful of Valyrian steel swords left in the or in Westeros, and they need to slowly make their way to the wall to give to the Night's Watch, so they have a way to defend against the White Walkers.
Yeah, I think so.
I
And
I
more
assume
Palmer.
I assume that's what's going on. I feel like Sam's probably gonna he'll probably keep the sword with him for an episode or two, but I think he's gonna send it off somewhere to someone.
At this point, I don't even see Sam becoming a maester in the 2 seasons we have left, unless there's going to be a big time change.
He just there's no way he can get that much knowledge.
Um, who knows what Sam's going to fucking do? It seems like he just put Gilly and Little Sam into more shit. Like they had a good house and a good home for a few minutes there, and Sam just fucked it up for everybody.
Yeah, that's true too. I didn't think about that. He's really just so they could be together. He's really jeopardizing his wife and adopted kid.
Poor little Sam. He looks just like Craster.
So do you want to move on to Arya?
Yeah.
First thing I noted, and I didn't catch why she did it in the first time. The first time I watched this episode, but the second time I think I did. When Joffrey got poisoned and was dying, she was the only one laughing and cracking a smile, fucking having a good time. I thought that was a real sick bastard move of her to start openly laughing during, even if she hated him, to start openly laughing during the death scene.
I think it's funny because like nobody else really knows Joffrey. Everybody kind of knew he was a cunt, but he was a cunt.
Oh yeah, that's true. I think like there are tales that he was kind of a sick fuck, but not to the extent that he actually was. What I thought was funny is that little rhyme the fake Tyrion threw in there. The second crack about Tywin shitting gold.
Yeah.
Apparently that's like a popular rumor around Westeros. I didn't know. I can't remember who mentioned it. Maybe
I think it's
God,
like one of those fucking sayings like winter is coming.
Tywin shits gold and winter is coming. The two truths in Westeros.
Yeah. You know nothing. Haven't been a lot of like repeated lines this season.
So I think in this little scene, we learn the most important thing that is revealed throughout this whole episode. Arya will not become a faceless man. I was really on board, and I really thought she was going to become one. I thought she was going to fall right in with their ranks, but I fucking guess not. She stopped the woman from being poisoned.
She did me out of fucking 3 points. That was my fucking death. Man, I would have put you guys away.
That's true. That's true. You were just a few inches from being the leader of the undisputed leader of the death.
I would have been the fucking gone.
That's true. But yeah, she fucking doesn't have what it takes.
When Joffrey's actually dying and like Lady Crane's giving her speech, I think Arya's sympathizing maybe with her like her brother's death and her mom holding her brother, you know what I mean, like that.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's part of like that, and the fact that she sees the understudy to Lady Crane like mouthing the words.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks it's an unjust killing. Yeah, all that kind of ties into it. I think it's still weird how much the waif wants to kill Arya, but now we can like see it for sure that she is giddy with excitement about fighting Arya.
Giddy, yeah.
And I think Arya knows she's coming. That's why she went and got her sword, and now she's just fucking sitting in a dark room, waiting for someone to do something.
That fucking waif, she's a cold-hearted bitch.
She is really cool. I want to know what. I really hope in their final showdown it gets revealed why the waif is such a stick up her ass.
Probably her father got executed by like a Stark or some shit.
Oh yeah, yeah, I believe that. So next we have the most disappointing scene of the episode. The scene where nothing happens, where an army gets called upon and then just kind of stands there, and then the scene ends.
Yeah, like the big scene where Jamie fucking rides up the stairs and he's like, "Oh, fucking shit in just a minute if you don't fuck up, old man." And, he was like, "Bring it on," and then he's like, "No, I guess not. We'll not fight today." When they do roll up, like the High Sparrow does look kind of surprised, like he did not plan this coming.
Yeah, that's what I thought was interesting. He did seem a little surprised by, maybe he was surprised that they actually did it, but he definitely prepared for just in case. I feel like he's kind of a decent, and I've said this before, he's kind of a decent player in the not so much in the Game of Thrones, but just in the like manipulation game.
Kind of on a Peter Baelish or a Varys level.
I mean, I wouldn't say to that level, but like
I think he's up there with them. God damn it, he's done more than they have.
I mean, he's done a lot, but I we've had 6 seasons of Littlefinger and Varys fuckery to build on. I think him choosing not to have the walk was really important because I think it really pissed off the commoners because like, oh, the fucking high and tidy royalty doesn't have to do the walk. Big
We
surprise.
don't get to see any tits today.
um, it also, in doing that, he also shows that both publicly and to the Lannisters and Tyrell that he kind of is the puppet master over Tommen and Marjorie right now.
Look at his
Specific.
fucking smug ass face, that smug bastard.
That asshole, he knows he's fucking clinched victory. I'm trying to
That
think.
smug bastard, god damn it. He's got new fucking this can be a new thing. The faith. I don't know if you can see it, but they still have the 7-pointed star on their new chest.
Huh.
These are fucking these are sparrows that are Kingsguard now.
I did not notice that.
Yeah.
Well, it's about time they get some fighters with fucking armor and real weapons.
You see Jamie. Here's his just like his little crown, Baratheon crown, and the faith they had the 7-pointed star.
Huh. Yeah, that's really interesting. I didn't notice that. Well, yeah, the faith is upping its military power. Then that's for sure. The scene ends with Tommen being real shit towards his towards Uncle Dad. He strips
Uncle
him.
Dad.
He strips him a fucking Kingsguard title, and right
How
before
could he be so rude to his Uncle Dad?
Savage. That's the Lannister in him coming out. That's 100% savagery. Right before Jamie leaves the city, or at least leaves Tommen's presence, he throws some shade towards the church's way, which I thought was kind of funny. I can't remember exactly what he says, but he's like, "Are you gonna make me walk naked through the streets, or first maybe you want to throw me in a dungeon so I can learn of the gods' mercy?" And he kind of walks off.
Yeah.
Real 2D throwing shade.
Yeah, I think it's very funny. Getting kicked off the Kingsguard is a pretty big event. I think the only 2 people who have ever been kicked off is the Sir Barristan in the what is that, the 2nd season?
Yeah, I think yeah, probably.
And Jamie now. That's 2 in a long line.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's true. It is kind of a big deal that he's no longer part of the Kingsguard. I think that could be like kind of symbolic of Tommen distancing himself from the Lannister family and moving closer towards the faith. But after this, a scene where really nothing happens, we move on to the Walter Frey scene. And as always,
Walter Frey returns, called it.
Yeah, that is true.
Listeners know.
He has a real stick up his ass still, just a crouchy old man. What I thought was interesting is when he got pissed off, everyone's eating, having a good time. He's bitching at those 2 guys. He yells, "They're laughing at us." All the way across Westeros, they're laughing at us. I think that's interesting, because I feel like no one really gives a fuck. And Walter's kind of like, he's kind of delusional in this. Like, he thinks his house is a much bigger deal than it is when, like, the Lannisters, any of the well, except for Arya. Arya is probably the only person of nobility that gives a fuck about Walter. Everyone else, actually, no. I guess Sansa and Jon, aren't they like debating about confronting him?
Yeah, I think they're on the way to the Riverlands. So I mean, there's gonna be a meetup between all of these groups. Brienne's going to the Riverlands with Sansa and Jon, and so is Jamie. They had the army and the Walter Frey army. The Cully army, fucking everybody.
Yeah, that's right. It's a real shit show that's about to go down. So he also, can you explain a little bit of what happened with like his prisoner, Lord Edmure?
Edmure, yeah.
So did Edmure get married there, and then Walter's just like, "Thanks for marrying," and then he just locked him up?
Yeah, like that's how the Red Wedding went. Like they just like drag him off to the the exact like scene. They drag him off to the dungeon. They said like, "Send him to the dungeon," and then they finally take him out right then. So he's been in the dungeon for like 4 seasons.
What was the point of capturing him though, in case this exact situation happened?
Yeah, I guess so.
Huh.
Nice to have somebody for fucking ransom.
I feel like someone would have noticed, like one of the Tullys would have been like, huh.
The Freys took over the Tully house. Remember, like they were saying, and then the Blackfish took it back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm trying to find any like pictures from that scene, but goddamn, like nobody has any pictures.
Because I mean, I guess that is kind of a big deal that we see here, but besides that, not a whole lot happened either. Continuing on, it's another Jaime and Cersei scene, which nothing really happens here. They're just making plans about how much they're gonna fuck over people. The only note I really took down was that Cersei was so pissed off she was calm. So I feel like Cersei's
I don't know what Cersei's motivation this season is. Like it seems just so abstract.
I think she's just angry. Like she's been made a fool of. She wants to fuck with the Faith Militant. She wants to fuck with the Tyrells. She just wants
angry and
she wants
powerless.
to fuck with a lot of people. Yeah. Just wants to fuck over a lot of people.
The two guys we actually see backtracking. The two guys we see Waterford talking to in the Frey scene, one of them, I think they're both his sons, right?
Uh-huh.
And one of them killed Catelyn and the other stabbed Rob's wife. So it's been a while since we've seen them too. They're bringing back a lot of characters, even the minor ones.
Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think he did mention like stabbing or killing Rob's unborn child. Walter did, I mean, when he was talking to those guys.
Again, they have a weird like we'll always be family and always be together lover moment. And I think the big difference in the Jaime storyline now and the Jaime storyline in the books is Jaime's on a much more redemptive path in the books. He's kind of like discarded Cersei and he's moved on and he's trying to, he really listened to what Brienne told him, and he's kind of just fucking forgot all that since he went to Dorne, Dorne in the books or in the show. But it's interesting what they're gonna do with Jaime.
Yeah, I am really excited to see what happens with his character.
I said this in the chat, or I posted like the thing about it. But if Tommen dies, he's like the one in line to become the king now that he's off of the Kingsguard.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I didn't even consider that. I wonder if, because Tommen's definitely gonna die. Like that death will come as no surprise to anyone. But
you think it's gonna be this season or what?
I put money on this season.
I put money on this season too. Maybe like episode 9 or 10.
I definitely think it'd be at the end. Yeah, probably 9 or 10. But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting when fucking Jaime becomes king. That's really weird.
Yeah, that'd be really weird.
I feel like he'll probably if you're next in line for the crown, can you like be like, nah, that I'm not feeling it, mate. That's not for me. Just move it on to the next person.
Yeah, like renounce your right. I guess you could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. Once you're king, you can kind of do whatever you want. So it shouldn't be an issue. Moving on from that scene, we get the big Benjen reveal.
Yeah.
We figure out that the fuck boy swinging around a candle is long lost Uncle Benjen.
Long lost uncle. No, my dad like Tom and Hawk. Regular uncle.
His regular uncle. He one of the things he tells Bran is like one way or another, the Night King. Is that what the fucking leader of the White Walkers is called? The Night King.
Yeah, the Night's King. The Night's King.
One way or another,
like
Night's King.
Night, like it's not day, it's night. So
right. That makes sense. he says something to the effect of, one way or another, the Night's King will find his way into the realm of and you will be there to stop him. What the fuck can Bran do? Like, I feel like Bran is pretty good at a distance. You know, if he's in another country, then he can fuck you up all day long.
He'd be protected by a magic tree. He could be fucking you up all day long. Yeah.
But in a 1v1, especially when one of the ones has an army behind him, I feel like Bran can't do a whole lot.
I feel like he'll like learn of some badass powers he has. I don't know what it's gonna be. Probably fucking just taking control of dragons or something.
That's what it's gonna have to be. Like, I don't know what else he could even do.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean,
he might be able to mentally destroy whites.
He's fucking like, they've hyped him as like the most powerful being in Westeros next to the Night's King now. So he's definitely got to have some like cool ass powers, like, you know how the Night's King can teleport and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So he must have similar powers.
Yeah, I think so.
There's I heard this theory today, and it was it was fucking wild. Like, I've heard the theory of Bran being the three-eyed raven, and I think that's just total bullshit. Like, they don't even look similar at all. Like, you know, like, and even in the books, like, the three-eyed raven has like a backstory and a personality and an actual like.
I thought the three-eyed raven was a title.
No, yeah, I think it is, but I'm talking about the old one now.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So, you know, there was the theory that, you know, that was Bran from the past sent to train himself. And, you know, that's interesting to think about. I don't think it's true, but there's another theory that, you know, how there's a lot of Brans in the history of Westeros, like Bran the Builder and Bran the founder of House Stark. Like, those are all just Bran right now. Like, that's Bran in the past going back to build the wall, and Bran going back to fucking have Winterfell as his own so he can be born in that same place. You know, like, it's very crazy to think about that.
That's awesome. I hope they can tie something in like that. That'd be really cool. That would show that he's one of the most powerful people in Westeros.
What a mindfuck. But so we get another instance of rebirth in the season. Like I've been saying, Benjen reborn in the cold Benjen.
Mm-hmm.
Pale Benjen is what we're gonna call him now. Pale Benjen.
Yeah, that's true. He
these fucking liver spots on his face.
I mean, at least the colds have been good to him, though. He's a pretty decent badass.
Yeah, I mean, the cold's been pretty good. I mean, now that his blood's all coagulated in his hands and his face, it's not cold anymore.
Yeah, you know, so there are some upsides. But continuing on to the final scene, we see Dany at the head of her. I guess you couldn't call it a Khalasar because she's not a Khal, but at the head of her big fucking Dothraki army.
Look how big of a change she's had.
She was but a mere child.
A mere summer child back then.
But she has a little talk with Dario, and she says she wants to go to Westeros to take what is hers. And he says she's not. I don't think he says like she's not a leader, but he says you're more of a conqueror than a leader. So I wonder if that kind of means maybe she's gonna hire, I don't know, like vice presidents that are gonna lead where she conquers, so she can just keep on conquering.
Yeah, she doesn't really do well, you know. He says she doesn't do well sitting on a throne, like ruling. She's more of a fucker upper, taking hers. So I mean,
to be fair though, I don't really get how that's true because I feel like most people. I mean, she's been really resourceful. I don't think I could eat a fucking horse heart surrounded by horse masters, but I feel like she's not like a great conqueror. She's not some great military strategist. She's not particularly.
She took Marine, dude. What do you mean?
I mean, okay,
took Dothraki, took Marine, freed the slaves.
That's true. That's true. She's done all these incredible things, but was like, were these things that she carefully planned? I feel like she kind of falls ass backwards into these victories.
Yeah, I do too. I feel like she wins a lot of time just because she has the plot armor.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. So he says you're more of a conqueror, but why? You know, she's not like a great military strategist. She just kind of fell into a large army, which gave her a larger army, which gave her a
Gave her a
larger
larger
army.
armor. I mean, she does have little points along the way, like when she sets the Dothraki on fire. That she kind of earned that army.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's understandable.
But yeah, she just kind of fucking stumbles into her wins. Really, kind
I
of
feel
just
like
ass backwards.
she's a good hype man. You know, she's a good motivator. She gets people riled up, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So continuing on, like one of the things that I thought was kind of weird. I don't know much about the lore of the Dothraki, but I feel like Blood Rider is like a pretty big position. Like if you're a Blood Rider, that's a decent honor.
Yeah, the
And
Blood
when
Riders
she
are like the Blood Riders are supposedly supposed to go into battle and die if the call dies. They're like his brothers, but only closer.
exactly. So when she kind of made everyone in her Khalasar a Blood Rider,
Mhm.
wouldn't that kind of diminish the title a little bit? That'd be like I, I don't know. That'd be like some guy showing up to school and telling everyone all at once, like during a meeting, that they're all his best friend, and everyone's just like, "Fuck yes, I did it! I'm so glad I made it to the rank of best friend." I
You're
feel
all
like
valedictorian.
I yeah, yeah, exactly. Like you're all valedictorian. Like the position becomes kind of meaningless when you just give it to everyone. So I don't know why maybe they kind of got where she was coming from, but I thought that would have really diminished the value of what it meant to be a blood rider.
Yeah, I think what her idea was is like I'm gonna treat you all equal and put you all on the next level. Like you're gonna be my Khalasar in the terms of like all the armies,
Well,
the second sons and the Unsullied.
that's true. Like she has a fat conglomeration of people for her army now. She has a decent clusterfuck of men.
She can
Um,
fucking smell dragons in the air too.
that's true. Yeah. Um, the scene kind of ends with her really, well, the episode, I should say, ends with the Dothraki just really hyped up. She's on top of the dragon. She gave her big speech. They all just.
When are the Dothraki not hype though?
That's true. They're always pretty hyped. So I guess I'm excited to see what they're gonna do now. Based
Do you
on the
think
preview.
Danny's gonna fucking become like her crazy? Yeah, I think it's her dad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it is too.
The whole fucking
Um,
Targaryen line's kind of confusing, but I think this is.
I don't think she's gonna go crazy. At least we're not gonna see it. Um, I think she's gonna regain Sam. Like maybe she'll go crazy in a decade or two from now. But I feel
Mhm.
like up until she conquers at least most of the world, she's gonna be pretty about her wits.
I feel like she's gonna get to King's Landing and like blow it up, and then she's gonna be like, "Well, that was all for naught." After she sets off the wildfire hidden under the city.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, I think after she destroys it, she's just gonna be like, "Oh, guys, you want to go fuck up Bravos next?" And then she's just gonna head over to Bravos and continue the cycle
You
again.
know what? Westeros isn't all that great. I kind of miss Essos. You know what I mean? You want to fuck up some other Esso cities?
At least then, it's nice and warm, not fucking chilly.
It's cold as shit over here. God damn it.
I don't even want this damn
Um,
wall.
I think it's pretty fucking funny how last episode he's like, build me 1,000 ships. And this episode she's like, so how many ships would I need? And he's like, 1,000. You know, like,
Do you
it's
think
pretty funny.
Balong's gonna get to her first, or do you think Yura and Theon are?
Well, Balon's in the grave, rip in peace.
Oh
Do you
yeah,
mean
yeah.
Euron?
Euron, yeah, yeah.
I definitely don't think that Euron fuck is going to build 1,000 ships in 2 episodes on an island with no trees. So I feel like definitely Theon and what's her face are gonna make their way go over there.
It's called being resourceful, dude. His fleet will be made out of rock. Rock and salt.
Rock and salt. Fucking ships.
They love their drowned gods so much they built a boat that can't float.
Everyone's getting sacrificed to the drowned god nowadays.
For this sacrifice, the drowned god will make us more powerful than we thought possible. But yeah, that kind of ends the episode. So do you want to real shit tier episode? On the website I used to watch it, IMDb gave it a 10 out of 10. They can fuck right off with that lie of a score.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know if I say it was the worst episode in the season, but it was on par with the premiere.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It was not one of the best episodes in the season. Maybe not like. I mean, there were some reveals in there, some like minor reveals, but fuck.
Yeah.
It was a Game
really
of Thrones
shit
episode, but it was a shit Game of Thrones episode.
So you want to move on to the Death Pool now?
Do that. Since
you want to go first? Or?
I mean, did we write down our picks last week? We want to rehash our picks.
I mean, no one won, so I figure fuck it.
Yeah, very much fuck it. We thought I was getting kind of close there with the fucking Lady Crane.
Yeah, you were mere inches away from 3 points.
But Palmer picked the same ones again. You went with Sepduna, Tommen, and Marjorie. So you went all out with the scene, and it was the biggest cock tease of the season.
The biggest fucking piece of shit waste of time scene.
Whew. All right, well, yeah. I mean, we can go on. Do you wanna? Did you get who wants first pick this week?
I say we just. I wrote down Palmer's picks. I say we just go. You meet him. You meet him. You meet him.
So Palmer first. You want to say?
I mean, we can.
All right.
Okay, so I went ahead. One of the things we're going to do, we think the Clegane Bowl is happening next episode. So each of us chose either the Mountain or who we think he's going to fight / that person. That's one of our picks. So for Palmer's Clegane Bowl pick, he picked the Hound. He is theorizing that the Mountain will set him on fire.
Yeah. Good.
In the Clegane Bowl.
That's Palmer's best pick.
That is a good pick.
Did he say, the Hound gets set on fire and burn the other side of his face?
I made. He didn't specify where, but he did say that the Hound would be set on fire. Did you want to take the second pick?
Sure. Are we just doing our Clegane Bowl picks, or are we just?
Oh yeah, you can start off with the Clegane Bowl pick.
I don't know if I want to start off with the red. I don't know. I definitely feel, Clegane Bowl is coming. I don't think anybody can deny that. But I do think Gregor is going to win the Clegane Bowl. The Hound. Okay. The Hound, not the Mountain. Maybe. No, yeah, the Hound is Sandor. My bad. So I think Sandor is going to win. The Hound's going to beat the Mountain. He's got to put it into his freaky Mountain brother.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's going to fucking, I don't know. I don't know how he's going to dispatch of him. I'm going to just say with like a beheading.
Okay, yeah, not a bad pick. I also chose Mountain. The Mountain to die. I think the Hound will come in and will fuck him proper. Although I'm not going to go with beheading. I think I'm going to go stab to the torso.
Okay. That's a pretty good one.
Okay. So Palmer's second pick, which I would consider pretty good.
Let me write this down, actually. I fucking forgot this week. So, just got the Hound. Me and you got the Hound?
Yeah, me and you got the Hound for winning the Clegane Bowl, and Palmer has the Hound for losing the Clegane Bowl.
Palmer's picking the Mountain to
The
win.
Mountain. Yeah, he's picking the Mountain to win by fire.
Okay, and I said decap. You said torso stab.
Torso stab, yeah.
Okay.
So Palmer's second pick, which I would also consider pretty good, Loras by the Sparrows. I don't know how he plans on it happening. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a big shit show and Loras gets taken down in some chaos. But yeah, Loras by the Sparrows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Loras sounds like he's been on a short rope this whole season. Like he was on the edge of giving up 3 episodes ago. So to see Loras
Yeah,
go
his time
down,
is
not a
coming.
surprise.
His time is definitely coming.
Who you got next?
I'm kind of back and forth. I think I'm gonna go Braun. I think,
Braun, okay.
yeah, I think Braun, like Jamie's gonna enlist the help of Braun, and this is because one mission too many, and Braun won't be able to cover all his bases. Um, for some context, where is Jamie going
Jamie
to
is
take
going
back that?
to the Riverlands.
So he's gonna confront the phrase.
No, he's going to help the phrase take Riverrun back from the Blackfish.
Oh, okay.
So
So
Jamie is with the phrase, and
okay,
the other group is with the Blackfish, the
okay.
Brienne and Sansa group.
Okay, okay. Then yeah, I say Braun is gonna die by the Blackfish's men.
Brawn by the Blackfish. Rip.
Or
That would be a
the
sad one.
or the Blackfish's men. Yeah, it will be sad. I'm not looking forward to when Braun goes down.
He's been out of this season pretty much, except when Jamie mentioned him this episode. Kind of dropping his name so everybody knows when he comes back. You're like, who's that?
Who's your second pick?
I've been fucking calling the goddamn waif the whole season, and I'm not gonna let up until she dies. And so I'm gonna call the waif again.
I think that's a fair pick. It seems like there's actually
By
like
Needle.
yeah. I think that's a really solid pick. That's a good clincher. Especially since Arya's just laying in the darkness waiting for the wave to come.
I think she's on more of like, after seeing all that shit, she's like on a family mode now. She's trying to reunite with the fam.
Okay, yeah.
But who
Now,
knows? Who knows if she's gonna survive?
do you want to try and get specific about the waif's death? Because what if it's just that bullshit where the waif's body dies, but we just see her fucking off again back at the House of Black and White?
Oh, do you mean like she's
Like when
fucking?
Jaqen killed himself.
I don't think I think that was just a fucking play. I don't know. That was some fucking magic shit. But I think she's really gonna die here.
Okay.
I don't think she's gonna be fucking off at the House of Black and White with another face or anything. Because I think she still is in training, kind of. She's not exactly a faceless man. He's still there. I think he dropped out. Well, now that we have an episode for one, I guess I'll go ahead and do my second pick since, we're having some technical difficulties here. But for my final pick, and I'll have to go with, Cersei, just because I think after her trial by combat, when the Mountain does die, she'll have to die, right? You know what I mean? And so I'll say Cersei by I don't know how that fucking Faith kill people. They kill them by fucking hanging. I know.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I guess I just lost the connection.
While you were gone, I took my chance and called my last pick, and I said Cersei by.
Ooh, that is That's an interesting one. Who do you think's going to hang her?
The Faith.
Okay.
When the Mountain loses, doesn't she have to die?
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't consider that. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good cause and effect follow up with the Death Bowl. That's a good one. Palmer's second pick or Palmer's last pick was Mira by the Whites, which I think is fine. You know, they're still kind of in deep shit up there. They're still being
the death
tracked
potential is still pretty high out there.
It is still pretty high. I feel like this pick is kind of ass, but I'm gonna go along with it based on the preview. I'm gonna go with Lord Edmure by getting his throat.
Edmure, yeah.
By getting his throat.
Yeah, that was one of mine too. That was one of my backups.
That was my backup.
Edmure by throat kit.
Yeah, I
just like what's her name?
Oh, mom. I think it's probably not going to happen because if it was, they most likely wouldn't show it in the preview. They'd kind of give it away. But you know, there's always the chance they're just saying fuck it, you know, why not? So I guess we'll wait and see.
Super ready for this Clegane Bowl.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, if I didn't get those two, like I was debating between like Walder's sons or even Walder, you know.
Oh yeah,
those would have been pretty good picks.
I bet if Arya leaves Bravos, Walder's probably first on our list because he's so damn old.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll fucking get some deaths in this episode coming up. After not having a single one except for some damn whites at the beginning of the episode.
I didn't even consider that. Did not a single person of interest die?
No, not even a person. Like nobody of interest, not even a person quotation marks died.
Wow. What a really just disappointing episode.
It's not even Game of Thrones and nobody dies.
Way to really shut the bed on this one, D&D.
I'll never have faith in two guys named David again. That must be a really hard time for them.
Anyway, though, yeah, I think that about wraps up the cast. Unless you have something extra, like a theory or something you read that you wanted. Why the fuck is the Mad Hatter in these results?
Johnny Depp, dude. Why not?
Yeah, that's not Game of Thrones, mate. All right. Anyway, though, yeah, that's about all I have to say about this episode. Not a very exciting one. Not a lot to talk about. Not a lot of progress.
Got any real predictions for next episode? Like any gonna happen?
Any big things? Well, I think Clegane Bowl. You know, we've already established that. I'd really like to see that happen. I feel like there's been some decently big things that happened in episode 7 in the past seasons. So I feel like there's definitely potential for some shit to be happening. I think there will be a pretty big throwdown with Arya. Like something big is going to happen in her storyline. Obviously, something big happens with Jaime. He's like riding in, about to go into battle. Nothing concrete, but Clegane Bowl and maybe like Arya, at the very least, eluding the waif and getting the fuck out of Bravos.
I think they're gonna have a little skirmish between the Blackfish and the Lannister army.
I agree.
But next is definitely coming. They also had to have a skirmish with Ramsay by the end of the season. And what the fuck's going on with Rickon? We haven't seen them in 2 episodes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'm sure Ramsay's just festering, being pissed off.
Just contemplating ways to torture Rickon.
Do I want to flay him from the head down or from the feet up?
Do I want to start at the head or start at the feet? But I'm so excited for this Clegane Bowl, dude. It's been a long time coming.
If it fucking happens, hopefully it's not just another cock tease.
What if it is a huge cock tease and they're like, they have somebody like, I don't know, like the High Sparrow gets up there and just gets cut down.
They capture Podrick and it's him via the mountain.
You have a pretty good solid pick right here, mate.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I think he just cut out again. Oh, there you go. There you go.
yeah, he looks like he's just really close to death. But yeah, that's about all I have to say. Apparently, my internet's fucking up, so I should probably end this episode somewhat soon.
Yeah, everybody's downloading porn at Pensacola. Get your roommate to start doing that. But
What
yeah,
can I
good
say, dude?
episode.
We like our porn over here.
It's got to be HD. We don't even watch fucking standard def porn like peasants.
If it ain't 60 FPS, I can't even get hard.
All right, dude. Good cast. Super excited about next week. Everybody get ready for Clegane Bowl. Confirmed. Get hype. We'll see you though. See
See you
ya
next week.
probably like a Thursday or Friday or Saturday. I don't know. Who knows? It's been a really busy summer.
It has been. It's only going to get busier. But enough fucking excuses. Thanks for listening. See you next week.